What's up? It's OP Koa, and we're coming at you with some Marshall D Teach. With OP09 just around the corner next month, we gotta get ready, and this leader is insane. You don't get it on play, but by discarding a card, you get to make other people not have on plays. So you're really pushing One Piece into this vanilla state of stats and you getting your activate main abilities when a lot of other decks are on plays. So this deck is super scary, but if you want to learn to play against it, you got to play it. So let's jump into it. Okay, we've got game one against another OP09 leader. Let's kick in some music. We're not forgetting this time. And here we go. We mulligan and we find our turn one Lafayette. This is what you're going to be looking for a lot of the time. Or your stage or your event searcher. They printed so much support for this leader in this one set. It's crazy. 3 ways to search. Anyways, Lafayette, he swings. We're going to just black hole every turn against this guy. Because if he doesn't ramp with his on-play abilities, he's going to struggle. And then we keep finding these Lafayettes, which is great because that means he's not going to be swinging into life. And then basically we're going to stack Blackbeards on him, right? So we found 2 already. Yep, and then we're going to go face and then play this .Q setup for the Van Augur play. However, .Q is 1 or less. And I'm going to make this mistake here in a second. But Van Augur with the -3 is not enough because of OP09 Luffy ability. With 1 down attached, those Bonclays get 1. Yeah, so I make the mistake here. Either way, it's fine. I'm just going to give him lots of things to swing into. I have 3 Blackbeards, and we are on 8 Dawns, so we're just going to drop Blackbeards from here on out. And we're going to be able to swing into one of these Bonclay. Bonclay is like actually a scary card because he gets to swing for 12 after I Blackbeard. So, yeah, and then he rushed Luffy's. I think I forgot to leader ability, which is a little unfortunate. If I was gonna forget, I should have done that earlier, but that's okay. No leader abilities. He develops a blocker, and then we absolutely are going to block one of these, right? Okay, we're gonna try and deal with Bonclay. I have another Blackbeard, so I can just swing into this Bonclay, Blackbeard, lock out this Luffy, and then we're good. There's an argument to lock out Bonclay, but yeah, and then he's gonna try and control board. That's the right move. Especially, I didn't black hole him though, so like he could have had a on play instead. Granted, I think I'm forgetting to use these on plays. But either way, back-to-back Blackbeards, and then black holes, we're going to develop, like, our Jesus. And then, I mean, honestly, he's going to be in trouble. He keeps finding ways to remove these Blackbeards, which is really unfortunate, but it's alright. So we're down to 1. He's at 3. We're just going to swing, and then play another Blackbeard. Like, yeah. Once you hit 10 Dawn, the plan gets pretty generic. Keep black holing. No on plays for you, sir. It's going to go 14. We're just going to counter out of that, obviously. And then next turn, we'll be able to go 12, 12, 15. I'm like thinking to myself, is there any reason not to go for that? I think it is safer to do this play though, right? Now, if he wants to Gum Gum Giant, he still has to give me a card from hand. Okay, and so he's got a 10k swing, no on plays, and yeah, he just gives up. Let's take a look at his last hand. He had 4 counterless cards and 2 Gum Giants. So yeah, it wasn't looking great for him. But yeah, so that's kind of the game plan with Blackbeard, is kind of lock out your opponent, and then you've got this crazy aggressive top end. Okay, we've got another game into Nico Robin. We're going to start out with Lafayette. And then I'm not going to black hole Nico Robin because I'm not afraid of a 3-Don play. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. And then he's going to be weird and go face, and Rampa Dawn, which I'm okay with because Lafayette is going to get me that card back anyways, right? So now I lose a life, but I'm basically gaining the card off of Lafayette. So it's break even for 1 Don. And now I have double Lafayette. He's not going to be able to deal with this. And then look, he's going into 6 Don. That's when we start worrying about things. That's when we have to worry about like cards like Nico Robin. And then look at this. It's just a straight up give up. This deck is scary. Like, it's not fun to play against. No on plays is difficult. So yeah, off to the back foot. Let's jump into the RP Luffy matchup. Okay, this deck is going to struggle because they are so reliant on their on plays. So I'm going to start off with This Is My Age, grab Lafayette, play Lafayette, and then next turn I'll be able to Lafayette again and rest both of them. He swings 9, that's fine, we'll take. And then we're going to start black holing him very soon here, especially because we're going to go plus in cards thanks to us having double Lafayette now. 6 and a 6, he's going to give us a bend back min. Picking up stage would be really nice here. And then I think it's black hole time. Okay, no. We're going to wait another turn. He's going to Nami search, play lead performer disaster, and deal with one of these Lafayettes. Nami's a little annoying. Oh, I do have Doc Q for the Nami, so he's going to have to swing into Lafayette with leader. Yep, and then we're definitely going to want to develop, like... Yeah, getting the Jesuses on the board is very important, because once you hit 10 Dawn, you just want to play your 10-drop Blackbeards, right? So if you can develop them before then, still have all of this searching, you're going to be very happy. And now we're like in this late game scenario where we just are going to drop Blackbeards, so let's set up for that. We're going to set up stage, we're going to set up another Jesus, and then our board is going to be huge. We're going to be able to like swing into his board. I play this Doc Q, like prepping to, you know, do some minusing and stuff. I think it's a little bit of a mistake because from here on out, he's most likely dropping 9 drops and 10 drops. And I'm not going to be able to remove those with Doc Q. So, yeah. And then we choose not to swing with Jesus because we want to get him a little bit bigger before we do that. Yep, so yeah, this Doc Q is going to do nothing, but we're going to use stage, dump this finger gun. We're just looking for counter. Then we're going to Blackbeard, lock down, Newgate, leader, and now we're just going to get aggressive 7-7. And then we'll leader ability. Okay. Yep, and so now our opponent's down to 4 cards, 3 life. We're on 3 life, 5 cards. But we have developed our first Blackbeard. He develops Newgate. I block. Okay, and here remember that when you counter out, it actually counts towards that number of the Jesus buff. So when you dump the 2k, I went to 10k, which was enough, but I gave the 1k on top because I just, in my mind, I was like 2k, 1k to block a 9k swing. But remember, if you get 4 cards in trash, yeah, I'm reading it right now. I'm like, oh, I'm at 13, so now I have plus 3k. I only needed to use a 2k there. So I negged 1 card on accident. It's okay, though, because this game is pretty locked up. We're just going to go 8-8. Actually, sorry. I wish I went 8 into Eustace Kid, but I think the result would have been the same. I would have gotten a 2k and probably another counter here. And then we just teach. Even if he counters out here, we're just going to crash teach into that. So, like, we were going to get that card. So here, our opponent just loses a card for no reason, basically. And then we're going to teach, lock down one of these new gates. And now I only have to deal with a new gate swing and a leader swing, and then we're black holing again. And look, our board is huge. This is not very reasonable to deal with. He goes 7 lead. I'm going to take that and use my blocker for the 10 gate swing. Okay, and then we're just going to keep staging because our Jesuses are up to 9k. Man, that is a mouthful. Our Burgess, is that easier? Whatever. Okay, so we're going to go 10, 12. I'm counting Dawn, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8. And then we just get to load the rest onto this. And 21 gets the job done. He could only have 16k counter here, right? Or get up to 16k power. Our opponent's thinking about it. There's nothing. Yeah, he had 2, 4, 5, 6k counter in hand. But yeah, that is kind of how you want to navigate the matchup into the slower stuff. Let's take a look at the mirror match because this is interesting. You don't need the black hole, right? But, and then like your Burgesses are so strong in this matchup. The only way to deal with them is the 4-cost event. Your finger guns are pretty bad. Like, yeah, this is an interesting match up. So we dot Q, pop Lafayette. Swing 5. He hit stage before us. So, like, his Burgesses are going to be bigger. But I find one first. Sorry, I play one first, so I feel good about that. But he finds one and a Lafayette. I'm going to find a stage finally. We're going to use the stage. We need to find Doc Q to deal with this Lafayette. Ideally. Or event to deal with Burgess, right? Either way, we find the Blackbeard, which is kind of just as good. But, yep, let's develop our... 5 in the face. Develop Burgess. He's down to 5 cards, so he's on a lower like hand count than me, so maybe I get aggressive with the Jesus, but it feels bad if he swings into it and I lose it, if he swings big enough, because I can't really counter out. So yeah, that's why we choose not to swing. He's going to keep getting advantage off of Lafayette's stage. We're even on cards, even on life. I'm now down a card. And he plays... I don't think it's called Liberation. It's just what it is on the sim. I think it's like Black Hole or Gravity something. Anyways, he uses that on our Jesus, and we are not feeling good about that. We need to find our own. I find a stage. This is a neg 1. Like every time you play the stage, it's a neg 1. So I negged one twice, but I find the event to deal with his Jesus, so we're like back in it. And then we are gonna have to crash 8 into this Lafayette. Well, we could do face, but the Lafayette needs to go, so that's like a no-brainer. Okay, so we are gonna use the Jesus. Okay, wait, so here I get aggressive because he goes down to 1, and I'm about to Blackbeard. So I'm going to play the first Blackbeard. I'm going to lock down whatever he plays here. I'm going to counter out to try and save our Jesus. He's going to double Lafayette. I don't care because he's going to go to 10 Dawn, right? And you can't use Lafayette because you're not going to have enough Dawn if you want a Blackbeard as well. So we're into this state of game where you need to be Blackbearding every turn. And I find the 4th one. So it's just going to be back to back to back to back Blackbeards for me. And my opponent is a little bit on the back foot here now. He's going to have to 2k. He takes, though, and now I just Blackbeard, lock down. And even if he Blackbeards here, I get to come in for 3 really big swings. I think I can do 12, 12, 12. Can I? I need 7 Dawn on leader, and then if Burgess gets one more, we're at 12, so if we can get 4 more cards into the bin, then we can get there. Yeah, so my opponent gives up. And like, if we just think about it, he's gonna Blackbeard, he can't swing, and then I'm going to go 12, 12, 12, potentially. Or like 11, 12, 12, and it's gotta be 2, 4, 6. So he's gotta give up 4 cards to deal with one of them. He can block one of them. And then 4 more cards. So he would have had to have perfect counter to actually do anything there. And he already committed his Dawn, so he couldn't have Blackbeard. Anyways, all right, let's jump into some deck tech. Okay, so here we go. Here's the deck. This is like very similar to other OP09 Blackbeard lists that are doing well. I think the deck builds itself. You're basically playing 4 of all of the Blackbeard cards. Only 3 stage, because again, it's a -1 when you play it, but you want to see it. So only 3. 4, this is my age, your searcher. 3 of these, you can get to 4. It's just finger gun is a little bit better because it hits a 5 cost or less, and milling is really good for your Burgess. I'm on 2 of this 2 cost blocker. Okay, sorry, let me just go through the whole thing. 4 Laboon, 2 Jack, only 2 Jack, you're, tight on slots. 4 Van Auger, 4 Burgess, 4 Sure You, 4 Stronger, 4 Doc Q, 2 Vasco Shot, 4 10 Drop Marshall D Teach, 4 Lafayette, 4 Finger Gun, 4 This Is My Age, 3 Liberation, and 3 Stage. So yeah, this deck is very strong. It is difficult to play because you have to think and know your opponent's deck, know when to use leader ability, and then you need to understand your complex game states and your simplified game states where there's no on plays you have to worry about. It's simply power. So yeah, you kind of want to think about the Enel like matchup and how that mirror match almost. Anyways, so if you're excited for Blackbeard, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe for more. Peace.